Table fans! Ta-da! I got these two guys in, but before I turn the time over to them, yes, that's right. First off, I'm glad to have Thomas here. To know that he's not too good to be here and play on my tables. Okay? The second thing is, you may not know this, but we were actually listening to Happy Working Song by Disney just before this. We were blasting it in here, right, guys?
Great song. It's a great song.
And these two were basically prancing and pirouetting all around the room. We had quite, it was just one of those magical moments.
With the rats.
That's right. Yeah, there were even some rats that came down from downstairs. Yeah. So I guess they were attracted to the singing, or Rich's singing.
I think it was the stomping.
Yeah.
I think
you've got quite a baritone, Rich.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's very nice. I really like it. Okay, and then the other thing is Age of Sigmar. That's all. I just wanted to make sure the video got lots of comments on it. Okay, so Age of Sigmar. All right, guys, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Sean.
Well,
Hey.
Sean just left the building.
So we can commence.
We had this whole thing. It's kind of fun to listen to him commentate sometimes.
It is sometimes.
It is. So, 1850.
1850 competitive. We're preparing for a tournament, so these are competitive ITC style lists because that's the rules we're playing.
Right, the ITC
blast.
format, independent tournament circuit. If you know what that is, it's run by Frontline Gaming. We have a tournament called the Salt City Gladiator Games.
Yeah.
Which is taking place sometime in mid-August. Don't ask me the exact dates, I don't remember. Up in northern Utah.
Right.
So.
And Thomas and I are going to go and do our best.
All right, sounds great. So this is what you're thinking of running.
Yes.
Let's
So
see
let's look
it.
at
What do we
it.
got?
So my commander Churok he's a work in progress, but we wanted to show you just how he's coming. Those of you who have seen him over time. So it's a war boss on a bike.
Here's the
old
last
Churok.
version of Churok.
Yes.
He's upgraded. He's eating his Wheaties.
He is eating his Wheaties.
His Space Marine Wheaties.
So is his bike.
Yeah.
So anyway,
his bike definitely ate some Space Marine Wheaties.
So he's on a carnivore, but it's a bike, and he has a power claw. He has the lucky stick.
Okay.
He also has power claw, lucky stick. He does have a cyborg body. I do give that to him just in case.
Cyborg body's the 5+.
It's a 6+. Feel no pain.
Oh, feel no pain. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's no longer 5+.
It's not invulnerable anymore. So
and the lucky stick is re-roll any kind of re-rolls, but if you re-roll a triple.
If you fail 3 rolls that you re-roll, you die.
In one
phase.
In one phase. So let's say that he's so if let's say he's in close combat, he's got 6 attacks or something like that. He rolls and let's say he misses 5 times. You re-roll 5 dice and 3 of them are misses
Fails again, he dies.
He's just dead.
He's just gone.
Brutal.
Removed.
Okay.
Removed.
But otherwise, you can just keep re-rolling. So for instance, saves and stuff. That's great.
Well, saves, attacks, and 2 wounds.
Gotcha. And he doesn't have an invulnerable save.
He does not.
Okay, well that's how you get him then.
Yeah.
I got it.
He is toughness 6, so
he's not gonna instant die, but I still can hit him with a hammer.
You can hit him with a hammer.
All right, we're gonna hit him with a hammer.
Okay, so that's him. He does have a personal mech that has a combi Scorcha. That's this one, and he will be going in one of the trucks. But then he also has a Pain Boy who's on a Carnosaur as well, just a Carnosaur bike, but his is much smaller.
Does the cyborg body add +1?
No. That would be awesome.
That would balance
awesome.
out with some like Iron Hand shenanigans.
Yep.
Here's my 2+.
Yep.
Here's my 2+.
But the Orks are an older codex. We've had like 3,000 Marine codexes since the Orks were released. But that's
you know what? That is not. It's not true.
It's getting close.
No, you know what's crazy about it?
What's that?
Is we've had 2 Space Marine
codex.
The Space Marine Codex has come out twice.
There are multiple.
Since the Orks came out.
There are multiple codexes that have come out twice since the Orks have come out.
I'm doing that wrong. Because the Orks came out 7th, right?
Very beginning of 6th was when they came out.
I thought they came out at 7th.
No.
I thought it was It was
Wait, we're in 7th now.
Yeah, it was
No.
Astra Militarum, then Orks, then Space Wolves, then Dark Eldar, then Blood Angels.
Right.
So Space Marines has only come out once. But Space Marines had an update in 6th, and then they updated again in 7th.
So they've been updated twice.
Right. Orks updated at the beginning of 7th.
Beginning of 6th.
And probably, no, 7th. 6th, the first codex to come out in 6th was, at the end of 5th edition, Necrons came out. Then 6th edition came out, and it was Chaos Space Marines, followed by Dark Angels.
Well, anyway, they'll tell us.
Right. The point of it is that the Orks
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. It's only been a year.
No.
Yes.
No, then it's definitely the beginning of 6th.
No, 7th edition has only been out for a year.
Here we go. We'll look on the cover of the book.
We're going to look on the cover of the book.
When it came out.
It's 2014.
Orks. Okay, shut up, Thomas. That's 2014. But they'll tell us online when it actually came out. They'll look it up.
2014.
We don't have time to look it up.
I'm just saying, it's 2014, and it's okay, because codexes that came out 6 months ago are out of date.
Eldar have come out twice since Orks.
Only once. They came out. They came out before.
You guys tell us.
They came out
show
before.
us online.
You're not wrong. And here's the problem. Both of the Eldar codexes were better than the Orc codex.
Yeah, right. But hey, don't talk bad about my codex. We're gonna kick your butt today because of that.
All right. I believe it.
The Pain Boy's on a bike.
Pain
That's
Boy's
all
on
he
a
has.
bike.
Now
these are. Have you shown these off here before?
I don't know if we've gone into detail, but
These are
my converted
awesome.
bikes.
So there's the snake bite theme, right?
Yeah, Shirok was a snake bite boy. He came up through the ranks, and he still has some snake bite tendencies.
So they ride lizards.
They ride lizards instead of, and they all have.
I love it.
What's great is they all do have exactly what they have. They all have combi. They all have these twin-linked guns, so they're the combi DACA guns. Then they have pistols and swords. So,
dude, I love it. I love it. It's like, you're getting a beautiful conversion that shows off the hobby. That says, hey, I spend time and effort. I'm a hobbyist, and you also have WYSIWYG.
Right.
This is something that online community. There's this idea, this stigma that there's people who play the hobby and there's people who are like win at all costs tournament guys. Obviously, those are the far extremes, right? But like, there's these people. If you're a competitive player, you can't be a hobbyist, or vice versa.
And that's totally not true.
It's totally not true.
Totally not. It's
true. And
I think Thomas and I are both examples of that.
Well, hey, thank you. I was going to say you exemplify that.
So 15 bikers, just regular bikers. I do have a knob with a power claw.
All one unit.
All one unit.
Okay.
Then I do have a second mech that goes for this guy, and he's just stock, nothing. He has nothing.
So these are HQ choices, and now, and I'm going to say old school style, because it's old school as of a year ago. When you often found that there was a codex, you would pay for an HQ, and then it would allow you the option of another free. I mean, you still have to pay for it, but it would open the option of another HQ-esque slot.
That's correct.
Whereas most of the codexes now are like, okay, it's just an HQ, take multiple detachments.
Right. And I'll assign those two mechs into squads, into trucks. So I have 4 trucks. All of them have 10 total models, including a knob with a boss pole and power claw.
Okay.
The trucks have rockets. Then I have 2 individual Def Coptas in that unit.
Okay.
2 units of Ludas, 5-man strong.
2 5-man units. Okay.
Those are in case I run into flyers and light vehicles. They're pretty good at stuff like that.
I got some light vehicles for you.
Great range.
They do. They're incredible. They have great range, a lot of hitting power. One of the units that I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, Ludas, those are whatever. But it's one of those units that time and again you see playing, even though people don't necessarily on paper think that it will.
Right. So then that's a combined arms detachment. That's my first. Now for this tournament, you can't have 2 combined arms detachments.
Right. You can have up to 3 separate sources.
Right.
But they all have to be different.
Right.
Yeah.
So this second detachment is a Great Wad detachment from the Gazgul Codex.
Gotcha.
So that requires...
Which also came out in 2014.
So that requires, I have a HQ, which is another boss, and this boss has the big boss pole.
So, okay, I don't know what the big boss pole is.
Fearless.
Fearless. That's great. And that's a piece of war gear out of this?
Piece of war gear out of here.
That's awesome.
And that's why...
Is it a bubble or is it just him?
It's just the unit.
So he can join these guys and make them fearless. That's great.
Awesome.
I got to tell you what, I've had to play this chaplain, and we'll talk about it when I get to it, but having that chaplain in fearless has been phenomenal.
Well, I'll tell you one of the reasons, and this is one of the drawbacks to the Great Wall Detachment, the advantage to this codex is actually, in my opinion, a detriment. Because when you roll on your WOG or your numbers, I can't remember the name of it, but when you're rolling for your numbers, any unit that has a model from this book in it, that unit takes D3 plus 3 hits instead of D6 hits. Oh. Which is worse. And they get a plus something, I think it's plus 2 to their roll. So it's way worse in my opinion, especially the way I build my army. So I needed the fearless. The only unit that will really be affected by that is this unit of 5 tank busters, and I have to take an elite in this detachment. And that's the tank busters. That's the tank busters. I stick them in a truck, and they drive around shooting stuff. I do have one mech to attach to them, or if I need it, I can attach him to the Labas. Gotcha. To give them some leadership bonus. Gotcha. So, and he does have a rocket. Then I have 2 units of Grots to fill the troop choice for this detachment, and then 2 individual death copters again, and 5 Labas. And that's my Oh, I forgot Clangor Stompabout, my big mech. He has a kill saw.
What does the kill saw do?
It's basically a chain fist.
Chain fist. Okay. Yeah, so double their strength plus armor beam. Right. Gotcha. And then he's on a bike. Unwieldy. Unwieldy, yes. Yeah. And he's on a bike just like the other one. So you got yourself a super unit here. Right. One might say a Death Star. You could say that if you can say there's an Ork Death Star. That's about as close as it gets. Now, certain individuals I know. I don't know if he'll actually watch this video, but certain individuals I know, aka Reese, doesn't think that this might be a Death Star. He doesn't. It's pretty nasty. I'll tell you, the last time Churok fought, he killed Mephiston, a chaplain, and a sanguinary priest in 1 round of combat. Just killed them all. Just killed them all. It was awesome. That's awesome. Now, here's a question for you. Yes. This guy's nearly done. Yes. When he's finished, is this guy, and they play in the same army, is this guy going to have a different name? A different name, yes. You're going to rename him. Yes. Churok has come through many. I showed a video once of Churok through the ages, and he moves up, and this becomes just a war boss under him, because Churok's a war lord. He's not a war boss. I gotcha. So Lord is important. I get you. So yeah. So that's my army. We'll see how they do against the Marines. I'm really excited to play against Thomas. I did watch his game against Reese and thought, ooh, what would I do? And I guess I'm about to see. So. Well, good luck to you, sir. I hope it works out. I've been playing against a lot of Eldar, so it's kind of this is kind of the opposite end of things. So hopefully it still works out the way I want it to. I mean, what I'm hoping is that for, of course, a good game. In terms of the tournament, I'm hoping that my list fares well. So his models were looking a lot more nicer than mine. You guys may have seen some of this if you watch Frontline Gaming at all. Here's my battle company. So it's 2 Dimite companies together to make a battle company. So I have Khan on bike, and then I have a chaplain on bike, and then the chaplain has an Auspex, and then they have a command squad, 3 storm shields, and an apothecary. And then this is a strike force command, and I've been playing him as a chapter master in the past. In this iteration of the list, he's only a captain, and rather than having the shield eternal, he has storm shield. So he's saved him about 80 points, and I was able to use that to add in upgrades and stuff elsewhere in the army. So then I have the there's 6 tactical squads required. So we need these guys with the Aquila on top there. They are tactical squad rhinos that have a single grav cannon in them. So if there's 4 of those, and then there's 2 tactical squads that are just single las cannons, and then they have a Razorback instead of a Rhino, and the Razorback has been upgraded for a las cannon. Then this is a thing that I realized after I had played 2 games on camera with Reese. I had actually been shorting myself a free transport from the command squad. It's pretty silly writing, but in the Space Marine Codex, in the current iteration, it says a command squad may take a transport. And it doesn't say anything about if you do not, like, it says, what it says is you can take Space Marine bikes, but then it doesn't disallow taking a dedicated transport still, which is kind of a funny little thing. So if you take, obviously, one of the benefits of taking the battle company is you get a free transport if you have the full, if you've taken all the requirements of the battle company. So the command squad is part of the battle company. They get themselves a free transport, and then I paid 20 points to upgrade it to have a las cannon. Silly. I mean, because all the other units in the Space Marine Codex that have like jump packs, for instance, it says if you do not take jump packs, you may take a dedicated transport.
Right.
In this case, it just says may take a dedicated transport. It's one of those wording things that if Games Workshop was looking to build a balanced miniature game, they would add that. They would definitely fix that.
Right.
So anyway, there's the tactical squads. 2 Devastator squads. These are marked by the Emperor's Children symbol on top of the rhinos. They have double grav cannon, so 2 grav cannons each. Then
So wait, Thomas, I'm confused here. So you only have 4 tacticals there and
6.
2 here. Okay.
yeah, so total.
Okay,
So the total is 6
of those.
I just
Okay.
separate. No,
that's
I
perfect.
separated them. And then my fast attack choices within the battle company is 2 single. Multi-melta attack bikes, which this is my conversion for. You guys may or may not have seen, I'll do the painting bike. May or may not have seen these. I've converted bikes to look like jet bikes because I'm going for a pre-Heresy Emperor's Children look. And then I've just underslung the multi-melta, and to make it the same size roughly as an attack bike, I put them on a 50mm base. Then my auxiliary choice, which I have to take, is the 10th Company. So 3 5-man scout squads. I didn't finish the models. The goal is to have these models look like Sisters of Silence. I've tried to do, I dislike the scout models. Some people like them, some people don't. I don't like them. But what I wanted, with pre-heresy theme in mind, what I wanted to do was do Sisters of Silence because they're part of that. And I've never been able to, there's never been Sisters of Silence models. And I've never found any of the GW range and any other sculptors to really kind of get that, okay, the model looks like a woman, is attractive, and at the same time have the fit the theme and the fill that you want.
Right.
So finally, these are Raging Hero models. Check them out; they're really awesome. These are the stand-in for Dark Eldar Witches, and I've taken and done some conversions. And at some point, I'll probably do a video for Sean, and he can show that off as something that could be done. Anyway, so this is the army, 1850, lots of free transports. Everything in the army is objective secured except for the scouts and the captain. But they are still part of the Gladius Strike Force, the overarching detachment out of the book, so they do benefit from the doctrines.
Right.
Which you're able to use.
Thomas, I did forget one thing. The Big
Yes.
Mech does have what's called a mega force field.
The big mech that's part of Gazbul.
Part of that detachment.
Mega force field does
4+ invulnerable save bubble.
how far?
6 inches of the model.
Okay, and that's just the
Big Mech.
the big mech. That's the guy that's on the bike.
Uh-huh.
That's great. That sells that.
That's why you take
definitely have a Death Star.
Yes.
It's got a
4+ invulnerable.
It's got a fat invuln
Yes.
save.
Yes.
That's great. No, that's really powerful. It's really good.
Yeah.
One of the fears that I had coming against an orc list with as much grav as I have is that orcs don't have armor saves, so they don't care about grav, right? But his bike squad does have a 4+, and with grav cannons being automatically coming with a reroll, that means that I can still get away with being able to do a lot of wounds to that unit.
Right.
So, and it relies mostly on its cover save. So the fact that he has a 4+ invuln save in there is going to be really good for him.
Right.
All right, we have deployed. We did our scouting and infiltrate moves. We made that one roll off camera. He won the roll off for being able to make a scout move first, and then chose to make me do it.
I don't know if that's the rule. You can maybe let us know. I can't remember if you can actually choose when you win the roll or if you have to go first, but it didn't matter much.
Right, yeah. Honestly, I believe that if you win a roll, you ought to be able to make the choice, right?
Right.
It shouldn't be compulsory.
Right.
That's
what we
not really a benefit.
Right.
It's like half a benefit.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So where did you? I chose to. I won the roll off for turns. I chose to make you go first. Where
Right.
did you deploy?
So I deployed, because he has no templates at all, no flamers, no barrage, no large blasts, I just crowded forward as close as possible. This is kind of my main battery with the bikers behind, but the force field is extending over most of this.
Right. It's coming from this guy.
Yep.
So it's up to 6 inches from him. Anyone who's within 6 inches, any model.
Right.
Is it model, not unit, or is
Model.
it unit? Model.
Model.
Not unit. That's an important distinction that some people forget.
Yes.
So you need to remember that when you're making when you're using an item that has that.
Correct.
So
yeah, they've all crowded forward. The grots are here, just put them in blocks. The looters are on this flank. The death copters are central. The looters are in the back. Sorry, the lava's over here.
Lavas, Ludas, centralized. The one scout move you made was to move this.
The one death copter up.
The one death copter
So he's in
up.
range of the relic if I want it
Got it.
on my turn 1.
And I have, I did a little bit of scouting, so that's where you'll see some guys, some different movement here. I have my 3 las cannon guys there. Here's one squad with the las cannon, the other squad with the las cannon. One of my bikes, he was initially here, and then I scouted him down there. My other one was initially along the flank there. He scouted forward 12 inches, staying outside 12 of you over there. I believe we might double check that. Same thing with that unit of scouts there, and then I have a unit of scouts that was here and then deployed forward. All 3 of these vehicles scouted forward a little bit. This guy scouted up. He's providing cover. Again, the ones with the Emperor's Children symbol on it are the Devastators versus the ones with the Aquila are tactical squads. I've chosen, most of the time I really do not like playing with reserves if I don't have to, because I don't like relying on a roll to bring stuff on when I need it.
And they could not participate in half the game. I'm the same.
Yeah,
and that's why one of the reasons I don't like flyers very much either, because they could stay out half the game and not do anything.
Yeah, and I find that null deploying, some people like to do what's called a null deploy, which is they'll deploy like 1 or 2 resilient units and then keep the rest of their army off. And that's an option this army has. It's part of its tool and part of its kit is with Khan as the warlord, anybody who's in the transport gets the scout rule, which also gives outflank. So I could outflank these guys, all these transports, basically my entire army could outflank, except for like 1 tank or something. But if I do that, obviously I would probably lose the game, 1. And 2, again, like I said, I don't like relying on not having my army on the table, which is why you'll see me place a drop pod army, because I can min-max the drop pod army to the point where I can get most of my army on the table when I need to. But I did in this case, because his objective is over there, and he's got these looters in the backfield, and most of his army's assaulty, they're going to come forward. I did decide, okay, I'm going to try and get some stuff in the backfield. So I have 1 unit of the scouts and 1 5-man tactical squad in their Rhino that are outflanking. And then everything else just kind of is where it is when you saw it. I am not going to attempt to seize. I do want to see what this army will do to me if I face it going second, which I very well could. I very well will. As Rich and I play games to practice for tournaments, we were talking off camera while deploying, and before we want to go to the LVO next year and AdeptCon, and so we're going to end up probably playing against each other multiple times. So I want to start with a pessimistic view and see what happens. But I will roll because people like to see that. So here's my roll to see what I would have rolled. I would have rolled a 5. So unless I was running somebody like Sicarius, I wasn't going to go first in that case. So good luck to you, sir.
Thomas, good luck.
As usual, I
Yes.
know we have wonderful, fun games. Let's go
Yes.
ahead and play and see what happens.
Okay, we'll do.
He'll do his movement phase, and we will come back for shooting phase.
Awesome.
So we're rolling at the beginning of turn 1 for our 2 objectives.
Oh, I rolled
So-
2?
Yeah, so you roll a 1 and a cocked die for a 1, which we re-roll because we don't have the same roll. 1 and a 4. So he rolled a 1 and 4, which is hold Maelstrom objective 1 and destroy an enemy unit. So those should be easily possible for you to do. I rolled a 1 and a 4, which is the exact same thing. So we're both going for Maelstrom objective 1, and we're going for destroy enemy unit.
Okay.
Mails from objective 1 is over there. He's got it right now. So
now we can go over movement.
Yeah, now we can go over movement because he's done movement.
Because it's not going to adjust my movement.
Right.
Thomas said, because we'd forgotten to roll, so Thomas said you can just adjust your movement after we roll it, so, which is because he's a great guy.
Well, we forgot.
Forgot,
I mean.
right. So I just surged forward with everything. My Death Copters, the 3 that did not scout, went this way.
Okay.
The Grots came up. They're going to take some shots at these scouts.
Okay.
These Grots ran. I put the Here We Go symbol so I don't try to shoot them.
Okay.
Then here, just everybody surged forward. Churok's leading. These boys had jumped out. 2 trucks disembarked, and the boys came forward.
So the ones that don't actually have physical guys
Yes,
in the back.
those have guys in.
So he's got 1 truck up here, and he made all of his dangerous terrain
Yes.
checks. Everything's fine. And we of course said that terrain, the pieces of terrain that are on the table, that are added to the table, cause dangerous terrain for vehicles. But this edge here does not affect movement in any way.
Right.
Just affects line of sight effectively. So he had 1 unit of boys from this truck over here get out, and they're up here.
And down here.
They're all
And then the
all
other
over.
units right here.
And the other units right there. Right.
And that's the boys, and that's, so now we're on shooting phase.
And that was from this truck, right?
Yes, this truck, they moved forward. They were within 6, all of them.
Perfect, yeah.
But I did move these further, but I said I'm just going to go ahead and move their flat out because they're going to go flat out in the shooting phase. So they're not going to be able to shoot, which is too bad because they have great guns. But I wanted the cover save.
You want the +1 to your cover save.
Right.
Now, are you sure you want to do that? Yes, you do want to do that because with Night Fight, it'll get you to a 2+ this turn.
Right.
Which then we were talking about this off camera. All saves, the maximum of save, there are several ways.
Actually, technically it's a 1+.
Right, technically. Right.
Go ahead and explain that.
Tell us why it's a 1+.
Because the Orks, their vehicles have a special rule. If they go flat out, they get a +1.
They're bikes.
Yeah, they're bikes. They get a +1 if they go flat out.
Right, and so onto their jinx save.
So they're
and
3+.
A jinx save is a cover save that you receive if, when somebody targets you with a shooting attack, you decide to jink, which makes it so that on your subsequent turn, you only snap shoot your weapons. Right. But you get a 4+ cover save.
Right.
Your war bikes, if you go flat out, this is the Ork rule, get a 3+. And then of course these are not stealth or shrouding, so if you add stealth or shrouding to them,
it's 2+.
It's 2+.
So this turn is stealth.
This turn you get a 2+ cover save. That's how we get to 2+. Now, if you were able to get to a 1+ cover save, you can't have any 1+ saves in 7th edition 40K. The maximum save can be as a 2+, which means raw rules is written, and also within the format that we're playing, which is the ITC format, the best you can get is a 2+ save. You start at a 2+ save, and then anything that adversely affects your save bumps it from there. So you can't be like, oh, I have a 1+, which then becomes a 2+ when you adversely affect it. No, you start with a 2+ and then it's adversely affected, which is an important factor to bring into consideration with the aspects that my captain and chaplain are running, because they can affect the unit's cover save by 1.
Right.
Separate units, it does not stack.
I thought he could stack, which concerned me, but he told me you can't stack.
Cannot stack.
So then I went ahead and surged forward. I was trying to stay out of 24 of the chaplain so that I could avoid his aspects, but Thomas said it can't stack. So
he came further forward where originally he was going to be back here, which is great. I mean, for him, not so great for me. But,
so Thomas, I'm going to start shooting over there on that flank. That rocket buggy is going to shoot into that rhino right there.
Okay.
So I have 5 rockets in there. They're going to fire.
They're looking for 5s. And they are twinlings?
1 hit. Nope.
Okay.
Just 1. It is
3.
Tank Buster.
Oh, it's Tank Buster, so it's
a pen.
So it's a pen. Tank Buster in this case is Tank Hunter. Tank Hunter. I do believe I receive a cover save.
Yeah.
So that is a 4+ for the runes, because I'm 25% obscured by runes.
And stealth.
And it's stealth because it's turn 1, so it's the 3+ cover save, which I fail.
Okay. So it's a pen, and it is a 3.
So it's a shaken.
Right.
So I will put a shaken marker on my ride.
Okay. There's also a rocket from the truck itself.
Going to fire at the same thing?
Fire at the same thing. He missed.
Okay. Are you going to fire anything else at this ride?
Possibly.
Possibly. Okay. So we'll just put a shaken marker on there, and then we'll go from there.
I know that these boys, this one squad is going to fire at the scouts.
Okay.
Oh, Thomas.
What did we lose? That's okay. He's rotted.
Is he magnetized?
And he's magnetized.
Oh, perfect.
So unless one of his fins broke off, he should be totally fine. The fins are the weak point on those models.
I gotta keep my. Where was he's up
He was
here?
he was up there.
Thomas,
So
we're gonna put him here. We
just
know he's
inch him.
here.
Got him.
We know he's
Perfect.
here.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Totally fine with that.
So that's 10 shots at the scouts.
Okay. This is this closer unit that's strung out, or is it the further? Or
It's
this guy?
This unit right
This
here.
unit, which
Yep.
will then subsequently try and
Correct.
charge them.
Correct.
It's
So here's
probably
your 10 sluggers.
guaranteed to be successfully charge them unless I
Two
have
hits
a
from
great
sluggers.
Overwatch. Okay.
No wounds.
No wounds. Okay.
Okay. The other unit is not going to fire because that's not their primary target. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I've got trucks that can fire. I'm going to start with, I guess, this truck. I think he can see through there. You're going to have
Okay.
cover, but
Of course.
I will shoot at him. At
This guy?
Yeah, I need a 5.
Okay.
I missed.
Okay.
I appreciate your time.
This truck, you know what? Before I, yeah, this truck, he can see that one. He'll fire at that one that's already
This one?
shaken. Yeah.
Oh, the
No,
shaken one. Okay.
He hit.
He hit. Okay.
Strength 8. 12.
It's a pin. What am I getting cover from? Am I getting cover from this,
Oh, it
or
has
am I
to be
getting cover?
25%.
Yeah. So
It's not.
It's not. So it's just cover from your guys.
Yeah.
Or not at all. No cover.
It's not, well, yeah, you get it for the guys. So
Okay.
5
So
plus.
that's a 5+ goes to a 4+ because of stealth, which I make this time.
I'm very generous with cover saves being an orc player.
Until it comes to your turn and then you don't get any.
Right. They've made the game. As I play more 7th edition, I come to like it more for the base rule set. When I first saw the base rule set, there was a lot of stuff with the psychic phase I was not happy with. I kind of was like, I don't like the way the game is, but I've come around to a lot of it. And one of the things I really come around to is the fact that you're supposed to be able to have a bunch of cover saves.
Right.
You know, if you have good terrain on the table, everyone should just be able to get a cover save.
Thomas, the guys in here are going to snap shoot at the scouts.
Snap shooting at the scouts, which
Because it
doesn't make really any difference to your ballistic
hits.
skill.
One wound
One
on the
wound.
scouts.
Okay, so a 3+ save because that's cocked because of stealth right now.
Okay, they're fine. This unit is going to fire at the scouts. Or they'll fire at the scouts too.
Okay, so this is the guys inside
Inside
there
the truck. Snap
firing
shooting.
there. They're
Snap
snap shooting because you went over 6 inches
Yes.
with the ride.
So 3 hits.
Nice roll. No wounds.
wounds.
That's well.
And the 2 trucks also can snap shoot, and they will both fire at that.
Jeez.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to do this or not.
1 hit.
Okay. Cover. or
Strength
no?
8. Oh, I didn't say which one. I'll give you cover. You have cover.
Okay.
Penetrated.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter if it's a 5+ or a 4+.
Yeah, it saves.
To base, it saves either way because of stealth.
And so that's all my trucks.
Right.
The one rocket right here, he has to decide. He'll decide in a minute. I've got these over here. Grots are going to fire at the scouts, so they're all in
Okay.
range.
What was wrong
So
with
that's
it?
12 shots.
And these guys have better
Or were you
ballistic
trying to
skill.
spin it?
I'm going to fire first with the slug off the boss.
Okay.
Off the front hurt, he missed. And then here's the grots. They need 4s. Looks like 5 hits. No, yeah, 5 hits.
Just one under average. You only rolled 4 dice there. Roll another die.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 2 wounds.
Okay.
I saw the zip
Just
trigger.
take our 3+ guys. Oh, 2 scouts are going to die.
So the 2 closest.
Brutal. All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So now I've got a rocket here.
Here's mine.
And that closest one is the melt-a-gun, right?
No, next
next
one.
one is.
Next one. I actually switched models when I moved up because
that's
I wanted
fine.
to be further away.
That's fine. Got rockets here. They can shoot at multiple targets. I think they're going to start working on vehicles. So, can't see there. Let's fire on. He's got. Is that a 5+ or a 4+? That's
We'll call it 4+ because it's the runes.
That's right. Then they'll fire on.
What I have. This is very good.
Sure, they'll fire on this closest
Yeah, I'll have to cut that down.
rhino. Oh, these are the guys that have the.
They're the Devastators.
I want the Devastators. So we'll fire on that one.
Okay.
So twin linked, 1 hit.
Okay.
So that's
Pen.
a 10.
What kind of cover save am I getting, if any?
You get one from the rhino, so a 5+.
Get one. So 5+ to a 4+, which
Got
I
it.
cover.
Okay, another one's firing at you, same thing.
Okay.
Hit
And I'm knocking over Ludas.
and penetrated.
Penetrated. That one's way in there and cocked.
Saved it.
We're good again.
The third one fired at the same thing. Missed.
Oh no.
That's all right. Okay, so
All
now
right.
I've
Well,
got,
these looters are up here. They're gonna probably fall down again.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry about that.
that's right. So the looters are gonna fire at the tactical squad over there. That's
Oh,
out of- out
the
of
specific,
cover.
the actual tactical squad. These guys.
Yep.
Okay.
And they get 2 shots each,
Okay.
10 shots.
Trying to kill my las cannon.
So
Don't do it, Rich.
3 hits,
All right.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. We're good.
Isn't it 2? Oh,
Yeah, 4 and 3.
oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
The marbling's
It is a
hard to
little.
see.
Yeah, it does make it hard to see. It's probably need to get in there and. You didn't. You couldn't
guys-
tell. I couldn't tell. The camera couldn't tell.
Okay, these
Gotta get
guys
in
are
there and
gonna
look.
fire on,
It's just not on.
I guess it doesn't matter, so this one here.
Okay.
So, how many shots? 2 shots each.
Okay.
You're okay because it's just kind of.
I almost charged.
Oh.
that
1 hit.
Oh.
1
No,
pen.
let go.
Pin.
Oh, glance.
Just because
1 glance.
so
You
many,
saved it.
a lot of them were broken and falling.
Making lucky cover saves here.
And my lavas.
That's fine. I'm not
Let's
gonna
put
worry
the
about it.
lavas-
This only took an hour.
Let's put it right here on this middle guy.
Start on that guy. Okay.
You got
So
it.
4. Are we 4? Or are we? Let's see the blast. I think you can. I think you can get 4.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and.
Just clipping this guy's base.
Okay, so that's going to be minus. I can't see them, so it's minus 3. So
5
it goes
inches?
5 inches back.
So it's gonna hit this tank. Maybe you said that guy. Just this tank. Yeah.
Okay. Second one flips that way. That tank
This
again.
this tank
Mhm.
again. Okay.
Nobody else?
Hold on. Let's see here. Do you have a second
No,
template?
Yep.
Let's do that. Let's look at that second template. Let me hold that. Here we go. Bam. Sean's hand's in the way now. That is gonna hit this last guy here.
Okay, so 2 and 1. Flip that way.
Here we go.
Oh, I've got
You
another.
got it?
So 3.
3.
Awesome.
And the tank.
Okay. So 2 on the tank, 1 on this, and
3
3
on
on
this
that.
so far. 3 on
3 on the tank, 1 on
1
this,
and 3.
and 3.
And this way, so that'll get both. Just this tank.
Just that tank.
Is this the
The
lavas?
last one. Hit. So I'll flip again and do that.
Stupid at work.
Okay, so 4 hits on this tank, 1 hit on that tank, 1 hit on this guy, 3 hits on that unit.
Okay, let's go on the biker.
The biker?
Strength 5. Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, so 3, 6 on
I'm
the-
happy with that. That was my apothecary.
Let's go 6 on this squad.
Okay.
And these would go off the las cannon. So that's going to be 5 wounds.
5 wounds on the last cannon.
It's almost all June.
Why you gotta do this to me, Rich? Why you gotta be killing my last cannon? What did he ever do to you? He dies. They made
One.
great armor saves.
Yeah.
Great armor saves.
So he's the one.
He's the one corpse that picked my last cannon out.
And then on the 2 vehicles.
Okay.
So,
So
on the
4 and 1.
4, here's the 4. That's 1. Is it on the side or?
It counts aside, yes.
So just 1
One
glance.
glance. Okay.
And on the other one,
I do get a 6+ cover
Yes.
save because of stealth,
Sealed shut. Put that on painter has. I
which
don't know if that changes anything.
which I made.
okay. And the other one didn't hurt.
That was really good. A high percentage cover save. I should have failed about half of what I made.
So, break tests. Any break tests you have?
Yeah, morale there and
And
morale
here.
over there. So the scouts, please run away. No, they're going to stay on a 5. And the Space Marines
We should just start
are fine on an 8.
Jason Dave to come down with more.
Okay.
Okay.
Assaults.
So now assaults. So I will start with this squad into the.
Because when you send like
Out.
links or anything like that,
They will-
they come up and I can't get to them.
That's this yellow squad. They will combi charge.
Into here?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I will go Overwatch with this first.
Okay.
We'll pop 2 guys that are just going to use bolters out the top. Nothing. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to move some stuff here and start rolling some
On the
dice
table,
on
yeah.
the table. This is getting. That's one of the things about this board specifically. There's a couple of boards that we have here in the studio that I often am like, I'm like, oh man, it looks so much fun. It's so much fun and beautiful to play on. But man, I gotta play on it with that dice. Oh, So,
Big axes.
now the squad itself, which has 10 shots, I'm going to go ahead and not roll the combi melta. I'm going to keep that. I'm relying on the fact that I have hit and run, and I don't think that these orcs are going to kill me.
Okay.
That's what I'm relying on.
That's what you're relying on.
Now, I have on the first round of
hits.
battle, the first round of turn, I have precision shot because of my formation.
Okay.
So these are going to go onto your knob.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 and a 2, so
That's
it doesn't
because
matter.
you shot the knob. If you'd shot boys, you
All
probably
right,
could have
here,
done moons.
boys, you're right. I would have done these.
The knob, he just takes it.
I'm good. No big deal. Charge run, or I mean
Charge
charge
run.
move.
Okay, they'll re-roll the 1, because of here we
9.
go. 9 inches.
9 inches through cover, no big deal. He's multi-charging that, so he's going to move those models. We'll come right back. We got to switch camera here. We're going to play an ITC mission. We're actually, I think we're about to run out of time here on this camera. I'll go ahead and we better switch the card.